Alrighty. Now we should be coming up. Hello, everyone. This is Kat.
Hey, y'all. It's Amber.
And we are live in Merida, Mexico. Ooh, ooh. Let us know if you can't hear, if there's a problem seeing us. You know, this is our first time doing this thing.
Yes.
So we learning. We've been playing around with it, but you know, we're a little old. Sometimes there are technical difficulties. But I think we can see everybody. I see Natasha and Dee in the comments. Can you see us, ladies? Let us know. Type a little something in the chat.
Somebody said no.
That was earlier when I
Okay.
asked. So I'm hoping that by now they can see us because we weren't streaming.
Bon dia.
Hey! Hey, Aisha!
I'm assuming that means somebody can see. Yes.
Yes, alright. Alright, y'all, this is our first live. Woo woo!
Happy Halloween, y'all.
Yeah.
Or happy Dia de los Muertos.
Okay. And I think that was Spanish, right? For Halloween. Anyway. So y'all, it's been a year. This time last year, we woke up for the first time ever in Merida, Mexico. I mean, exactly this date, because yesterday we landed in Merida, Mexico after a 2-day journey from Southeast Asia, about two and a half days of flying. Like one of our flights was like 15 hours, another one was 12, and then the one from Canada to here. Woo!
Yeah.
It was a long day, y'all. Very, very long days.
Yes.
So when we landed,
It was tired.
we were some tired chicks in the sun. Chiclet. Chiclet. I don't know.
Not sure. Chico. Go with Chico.
Okay. All right. So we wanted to talk about our experiences so far, what we've learned along this journey. We've been on the road for about 2 years now, with again 1 year of it being in Merida, Mexico. Whew. And didn't expect to be in Mexico. Like, that's the first thing.
That's true. No, that wasn't in the plan when we left at all. But that's been the thing. The great thing about this trip is that the plan has never had to stick to one thing.
No, that's been the beauty. You know, we'd be like, we bored. Let's move. Like, seriously, that's how we were. We were like, I'm over this. You ready to go? I think Cambodia was the only place that we sat and we knew we were going to sit there because that was going to be the start part of our journey. But even after being there, we were like, maybe we should go ahead on and leave. But it was good to have a base.
Yeah.
While we traveled a little bit. But Mexico, I mean, shout out to Fiona for even mentioning Mexico. She was like, I heard there are a lot of people in Merida. And we were like, okay. Because we were going to go to Colombia.
It was Colombia first. Right.
And then Colombia shut down totally. They couldn't even go outside during the beginning of the panorama, the Panera Bread. When all that happened, I mean, you had to look at the countries and see what they were doing, and Colombia went
quick.
I mean, you couldn't even walk outside. And then to go to the store, you had to have certain days, and we were like, we don't want to do that. Plus, it's Colombia. It was already some interesting things going there, and then to have that. Then we found Merida, Mexico, and here we are a year later. Woo!
Yeah, and it was gonna be a big jump from Asia, regardless of whether we chose Colombia or Mexico. We knew it was gonna be a totally different energy, a totally different vibe. And initially, it was kind of like, do we really want to leave? I mean, we had gotten used to that atmosphere, the vibe there. We really had gotten used to it, and we were kind of like, okay, we're gonna be giving this up. Are we okay with that?
Yeah, but fortunately, after we left Vietnam, which is where we were at, we were in Vietnam for about 8 months.
Yeah.
They were shutting everything down and sending us, foreigners, out. They was kicking us out left and right. So we actually were pretty smart.
They said, you ain't got to go home.
But you can't stay here. So tourist visas were a thing of the past. It seems like if you were on one, they weren't extending them. It was just a hot mess. So we're lucky to get out when we did, and when we wanted to get out.
Right.
So we could, look for our tickets, and our flights got canceled more than once.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
More than once our flights got canceled, so we got pushed back at least 3 times, I think.
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 times.
Right, and then we switched it, and then the last flight, we were so excited. We, bated breath every morning. You check your email to see if, they canceled the flight. and we got out of there. So we were ecstatic about that.
Yeah.
And we landed in Merida, and it was the perfect time. I think we were ready for a little bit of something different. It was a culture shock and a price shock.
It's still a price.
It's still a price shock. Because it's I've always said that Mexico is cheapish, but it is not cheap.
No, the first price shock was leaving Asia and landing for our layover in Canada. That was the first price shock and weather shock. We were like, it was bitter cold, and buying dinner was like, what is this? What is this?
It's a bill. We were just.
Who has a job for this?
Right. We forgot. We had forgotten, y'all. We were used to $1 tip, $5 max for a meal and stuff like that. And that was really living it up.
Mm-hmm.
So then we excuse me, we landed here, and it was still a price shock. I mean, that was a hot mess.
True.
The guy dropped us off at the wrong house and took off. At nighttime,
Yes.
our internet wasn't working on our phones. We had to walk down to a OXXO,
Yes.
get another another SIM card, and then get another ride to where we were supposed to be at. It turned out to be our first home, which we absolutely love, in Francisco de Mateo neighborhood, or Montebello. What was that?
Francisco de Mateo.
Okay, that neighborhood. So that was great. It was,
Yeah, it wasn't the best introduction that first night because it was like a hot mess with the whole getting dropped off in the wrong neighborhood and a somewhat iffy looking to us at the time neighborhood. Right. So we first landed, it was like, I don't know, was this a mistake?
Right.
We went through all of our minds for sure.
Everybody.
Yeah. Especially
when you're dragging suitcases down the street. And the sidewalks here, on a good day, is like a D minus, They barely passing. So, it's 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, it's dark out, we dragging suitcases. And we like, hey, we don't speak Spanish. We just came back from Asia, and we're just like, this is some BS.
Right.
We was not happy campers. And then we were hungry, because the entire flight was nothing but cold food. Except for the meal in Canada, which is good. I'm not gonna pretend it wasn't, but still.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that is our beginning of our journey here in Merida, and it's been a blast. I think we have changed as people in the last year. We've opened up a little bit.
Yeah,
We've gotten real comfortable. We love our home that we've been in for the last year. We're looking forward to moving to another home in January of next year, February time frame, unfurnished. So we're actually going to do the unfurnished route.
Right. So we just got a couple months to get ready for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've talked about what we did furnished when we first got here versus unfurnished. We were looking for unfurnished when we first got here. And then we just didn't want to be uncomfortable.
Right.
And we were lazy. Let's just be honest.
And we were tired. I mean, we came here with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And the thought of having to build up a whole household once we hit here, it was not attractive to
It was
us
not.
at
It
all.
was not.
At all.
And you're right, Asia. Montebello is underrated. It's a great neighborhood. It's one that we're looking at when we start our new search. We'll be starting next month.
That's
giving
true.
ourselves plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
I like that neighborhood.
Canada is just ridiculous. I don't understand how people live there. Water, $5. I'm baffled. But so we got our mindset right. We've been shopping. We've been looking. We know what to expect. And we're ready. I think we're ready for the unfurnished home.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a good question. How long are we planning to stay? So that's the reason too why we're gonna go ahead and get an unfurnished, because we are gonna stay at least another year.
If not two.
Right. So
it's good for our family.
It is.
For some being in school, it feels normal. It's a hop, skip, and a jump for our family to come visit. Our parents will be coming next year to visit. We have Amber's elder daughter here. The other son's going to be coming. Her sister's coming. Her nephew's coming. And maybe my families will get up out of Mississippi and come to those who got a passport and those who can get a passport.
See.
The shade of it all.
We're not doing that.
The shade of it all.
It's Sunday. Keep it holy up in here.
Hey everybody in the chat. We got Natasha, D, Asia. Hey Fiona, all the way over in Spain. Hey. So this was our first live. We wanted to try it to celebrate a year being in Mexico and 2 years traveling. And it's been good.
Yeah.
I guess we should talk about some of the not so great moments. What would you say would be the biggest hurdle for you?
Not so great moments here?
Yeah.
In Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Mexico.
Okay. Wow. I mean, actually, just that transition from we were in Asia, we really we're doing everything on our own. Like the three of us were literally hoofing it and doing everything by ourselves. Like we just didn't have people to call up and go, hey, you want to go do this? Or hey, you want to go do that? Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say that either one of us are introverts, but we're also not the biggest extroverts either. So we actually fell into that kind of routine just fine. It wasn't really that hard for any of us. Right. So we're having to switch that immediately coming here, especially because people here are very friendly and very kind of outgoing and will talk to you very easily, which is great, which is wonderful. But if you're not fluent in Spanish, or even if you are, you're kind of forced to interact, whether it's your thing or not. Once you step out the door, you're going to be. So that's really a really cool thing. But it was a big jump from one kind of routine and way of life in Asia to this one.
Yeah, the community here has been fantastic. We had I think Vietnam was probably the most community-centric area that we lived in, where we actually saw people that we knew. We ran into Marcy and Kathy over there, and just others. We were there. We were communicating. We were connecting before they shut us all down. We couldn't do anything again. But it's been great here. Community, just beautiful. Our son has friends. Whether he like them or not, he got them. And that's all that counts. We have friends, whether they like us or not. We call them friends.
Hey, you're stuck with us now.
Exactly. We got our people that have come here because we're here. Steve and his wife, Suri. It's been great.
Hey, Mama.
Oh, and there's my mama in the chat. Don't tell her what I said earlier. And then Natasha says, after a year, how is your Spanish? Ooh. Should I lie? No. So I have been lazy.
But you know more words. I mean, you didn't know any before. You know more words.
I understand a little bit.
Right.
Conversational.
Right.
Like I feel like I get it, but it's a lot of body movement when I'm talking to people, pointing, and we get it though, and that's what counts in the end. We get it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely, it definitely helps to be immersed in it. And like I said, you're going to communicate with people kind of whether you want to or not. People are very outgoing and will speak to you, it doesn't matter who you are, somebody will speak to you. Your Uber driver will talk you up in the car. So, and usually they will try to speak English if they know some, but that's kind of where you have to try a little bit harder with your Spanish, because you're trying to meet people halfway. So the forced communication helps if you want to learn.
Yeah, and that's what the difference I think for me. I felt like I could get along easier in Asia than I do here with communication, because English is everywhere there. Here it's here, but it really isn't. And I'm not saying that people spoke English in Asia. I just felt like I could just communicate better. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was in the places that we went, the restaurants, the stores. There was always someone there who could speak English enough. Mm-hmm. Here,
that's true.
It's like 50-50. You might get somebody, you might not, and you be pointing all day, but that's what it is. And it's going to force you to learn the language, which isn't a bad thing. If you're planning on being here long term, it's not a bad thing at all.
And there, I really feel like people didn't force you. Like, people didn't, if they realized you didn't speak, their language, and they just shut it down. Like, okay, let's move on to something else, because this isn't going to work.
Or maybe they just feel like it was a harder language to learn. They don't expect everybody to know it. Spanish, it's taught in American, high school level. Mm-hmm. And you definitely want it. You want to learn Spanish if you're moving here. Fiona says it's harder to get a new language without some classes. I totally agree with you. You definitely need classes. Her son has classes. Amber's taking classes. I'm up next. I do play with the apps and things like that. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm lazy. I rely on Amber a lot. I'm like, what they say? Can you tell them I said this? And I just stand there and be cute.
She does. She does.
That's what we do. I just stand there and be cute. And then, like we said, we talked about community. We're moving into a new home. We're looking for something unfurnished. If you guys know of something, holler at your girl. And
we've been seeing some things so far already. Just looking to see what's out there. We're already looking. But I guess that can be the trick too, is that you'll see things posted like on the marketplace and stuff like that, and it's not always available.
Right.
When you say that, yeah. So you really have to, after looking, have to make a serious effort to go out and do a physical search, because sometimes those things aren't actually for
we
rent.
talked about that. They're house fishing like crazy.
Yeah.
So we're going with the recommended realtor. And we recommend that. We also have always told people to slow down once they move here. Don't sign a contract as soon as you walk in the city. Give yourself a few weeks to decompress. Find your new you, especially if you're coming from the U.S. The energy here is so different. It's so slow. And I forgot my allergy pill last night. And I'm catching holy heck today.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. It's the weather here, the temperature here for people who have issues like that, allergies. Like the other day, I was driving. I don't have allergies at all, but I was driving and I had the window down, and all of a sudden I just had a coughing fit, and it was fine when I put the window back up. But so the allergy thing can be real. You have to have your allergy meds here.
Mm-hmm.
If you
have. I didn't take my pill last night because I went to bed early. Crashed, forgot to take my medicine, and I'm suffering today. But the weather's beautiful though. We're heading into the winter. And we're loving it. So it'll be cool in the morning, cool in the evening. You can actually get around or get away with just cutting the fan on.
Yeah.
And no AC.
It's nice.
Woo! I can't wait till December hits. It's going to be gorgeous. So the city is opening up. We were at the parade yesterday.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we literally have been on a curfew for
the whole time we've been here.
The whole time we've been here, really. It just lifted in the last couple months, okay?
No, not even months.
Okay. Well, so I think it's been like a slowly but surely type, in terms of certain events and things being made in person again, right? And we're kind of doing it slowly but surely. So now we're actually able to, we were able to go out to the parade and see a parade in person.
Right. It was cute. It was cute. It was a long wait. We stood out there like at 5, thinking that, because they said it started at 5, so we went to Paseo de Monteo to wait it, and it didn't get there till about 7.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably didn't start on time. It was definitely wasn't CPT time, but baby, it was somebody's time. It was our people. We was late, and the parade was interesting. It was really a lot of
paper mache.
Yeah.
Figures.
Being towed.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of animal hybrids, like a lion with butterfly wings and things like that. It was really cute. Almost reminded me of Asia.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Like dragons,
right,
and things like that. That's true.
Yeah, so that was it. There were some drummers at the front. I don't know what they did at the end, because I think some of them had looked like fireworks on. They're gonna light them up at the end. We didn't. It was at the other end of the street. So, but it was interesting.
Yes, it is in Centro, and I don't know if it's more than one day. I think it was just yesterday. I don't think there's a parade more than one day. There are events every day, but not necessarily the parade. I think that was a one-time thing.
I don't know what's going on. What are we doing tonight?
Yeah, there's there's more than one. So, but there are different but little bazaars with altars and performances at a couple of different places in different neighborhoods. Right. So,
we went out to eat after the parade last night to a restaurant, and they had an altar that was massive, and it's just a different energy here, and that's one of the things that I like. Is that in America you won't see too many altars except in the Asian restaurants. But I like that they express their beliefs here, and this is a huge deal, and it's open. Mm-hmm. And it was a big, massive altar. Yeah. Beautiful though.
And then there's one in the middle of the city too. There's one in Centro that you can actually go to, and if you want, you can put offerings on it and things like that. So that's set up. But
Mark.
yeah, it's pretty
It
cool.
was a good thing. Do you have any questions for me, since I have one for you?
Oh, I do. Well, in honor of, or in light of Dia de los Muertos, okay.
I don't know why she's trying to use Spanish. But go ahead.
The Halloween, woman. What has been the scariest thing about the move?
The scariest thing about our move to Merida was really, I don't know if I could find, I mean, we did it together. You know, we're on this journey together, and it's been a beautiful thing. I got sick when Amber went back to the States for the first time, so I was here by myself sick for about 2-3 weeks, making doctor's appointments, just making sure I'm good without knowing Spanish, and just maintaining. But it was fine. You know, I knew that I had friends here who, if I needed anything, they would be there for me. And that's one of the things that I push for anybody who's moving, especially solo, is that there is community here. You just have to go out and build it. You have to be welcoming. You have to be open to it. Even if you're an introvert who doesn't go out but once a month, go out once a month though. Or text your people just to say, I'm here, I'm alive, and that, you know, make sure that they check on you and you check on them. And I had friends. Spring was here. She went with me to the doctor. Mike checked in on me. Steven Suri,
Steven, sir.
So, yeah, they checked on me. I don't know why I'm messing up the names today. So my community was there. So I didn't feel alone, but I could see if we had just moved here and we hadn't been actively building the community, it might have been a problem. But I was fine. You know, it was just in pain. Doctors have been great. We had a video on that. You can go check that out. We still don't know what was going on. I think it was a kidney infection. It was a really bad one. Did the colonoscopy and all that stuff. By the way, if you're going to do a colonoscopy, Mexico is a place to do the colonoscopy. It was fantastic.
Y'all probably never hear somebody call a colonoscopy fantastic ever again.
But it was gorgeous. I mean, it was easy. It was a good sleep too. I can't complain. I mean, the horror stories that you hear about it in America, the medicine or the cleansing stuff that you take beforehand, horror stories. Here, none of that. I mean, you take stuff, easy peasy though. And the allergies, yes, AGL, horrible allergies. Mexico, this Merida is dusty. It's humid. Mold is everywhere. Bugs, you know, dust.
All that.
And you're gonna have dust because you gotta keep your windows up. You gotta keep circulation in your home. So there's gonna be that coming in. And I have bad allergies.
Yeah.
So I have to take my allergy pill every day.
Yeah, and I guess an air filter probably wouldn't help. We haven't invested in one here, but I've certainly seen them, and it probably wouldn't hurt to invest in that, like a dehumidifier,
Right.
to cut down on the mold, that type of thing.
It was good. I'm serious. That colonoscopy was great. I can't even pretend it wasn't great. It was the easiest thing I've probably done. I was so scared. I remember talking to the doc, and next thing I know, they were tapping me on the shoulder, telling me, "Wake up." I was like, "This is gonna be great. I love you. Thank you."
She was out.
And then you get your records. I got all my records. I can, if I need them in the future.
Right.
Whoop, whoop. Easy peasy. So this is beautiful, and I'm getting some more work done. I'm checking stuff off, y'all.
Yeah.
Checking stuff off, and it's reasonably priced. I can't complain.
Yeah, and most people.
Right. So we did want to talk about what we've learned a little bit along this journey. I think, especially moving to Mexico, and I was looking at the chat. But I think I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about myself on this 2-year journey. I've learned to be free, and to be free, I had to release a lot of things. Looks like, are we coming in blurry at all, y'all? If anybody can, are we coming in blurry? Because we in the areas and it's not smooth streaming.
Are y'all hearing everything good? We coming across okay?
Just a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. It's that internet, that Mexico internet. That Mexico internet, it'll do it to you every time. Okay. All right. Well, let us know. Just a little bit in and out. Sorry about that. We're on the strongest that we got for us, but I guess it's not doing that great.
Right. That's 2 modems and an extender, y'all.
2 extenders. And it's still so.
Still iffy.
Right. They keep saying it's healthy, then it's bad, it's healthy, it's bad. Oh, well, we're going to keep pushing forward.
Right.
So, as I was saying that...
What we've learned.
Right, learned... okay, so everybody says stuttered a bit, but okay. Okay, in and out. But the audio is good. Okay, perfect. Thanks for that. I think what I've learned on my journey is that moving abroad has allowed me to be as free as I want to be free, if that makes any sense. I had to release so many things, and even people, to get to the point where I feel comfortable, and that our relationship has changed as a result of that too. It's just been great learning myself, sleeping in when I want to sleep in, getting up, working hard when I got to work hard, but doing it because it's for me. Eating better, even though I ain't lost too much weight, but that's okay. That's another video. And just learning to adapt, but adapt in different ways. Adapt to the fact that it's just hot, versus I hate my job, and or I hate everything around me. I hate the city I'm in. I hate the people I'm hanging out with every day and things like that.
Right. Yeah, I'd have to say that it's interesting that this journey coincides with kind of like a getting older journey as well. I mean, I know we're always getting older, but I'm, in my 40s and getting in my upper 40s now. And a lot has changed for me just in the last few years. Just getting older. And I feel like it's a very kind of pivotal point in my life. And so actually moving and being in different places at the same time has been really revealing for me. Just seeing like how my body has changed and how my tolerance for different things has changed, and hot flashes being a real thing. Like imagine experiencing hot flashes for the first time in hot freaking Vietnam. Like it's real. So. But I think it's allowed me to have a certain peace with it too. Right. The challenge of it has really helped with that. So for those of you who are, in your middle life, in your middle age, traveling can be a good thing for that reason. Mm-hmm. It can teach you a lot about yourself and what you can do, what you thought you couldn't do, what you really can do, and all those things. So.
Yeah, I woke up one day and realized I was living my dream. Mm-hmm. Something that I had manifested for years and been talking about. I said, one day I want to live abroad. I want to move. I want to get out of America. But to get out of America, I had to, get out of my way. And I just feel like the shackles of America they linger a lot longer than you realize, right? The mindset, the energy of it. It takes, I think, if you're moving abroad, it takes at least 6 months to a year to release some of that stuff, to get a good cleanse.
Probably more than that, but
that's the start. When you'll feel it and you'll see it. Right. But I'm just saying that, and then you will acknowledge it and you'll work on it. Yeah. And we're not doing no self-help today. But that is the truth, though, of it all. It takes that long to see where you need to change, and why you need to change. Maybe you moved, but there's still more things to do than just moving. Moving is not going to change your life, y'all. It's just gonna maybe hopefully clear the air around you so that you can see where you want to go and what direction you want to be in. That's why I tell people, just because you moved here, you don't like it, move again. Don't get stuck in Merida if it's not for you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. Try 4-5 countries. And all of them may not be for you. You may have to go back home. That's what you may find out when you move. That home was really for you. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's true.
But yeah, you gotta open yourself up when you move abroad. When I see people that move and the first month they're complaining, and they're just not open to that it's different. There is a difference. Even in America it's different, right? You living from the south, the east, west coast, midwest is different energy, different vibes. But when you move into a different country, everything's a little bit different. Even the little minute things that you think are normal, like going to the grocery store. Here, plastic bags aren't the norm. You may have to pack your own groceries. You may have to carry your own bag. You need to get those little, reusable bags, Even the minor things. The grocery store ain't laid out the way I think it should be laid out. And I'm a little bit upset about that. But it's my issues.
Yes, it
right?
is.
It don't make sense, some of the things they do. The refrigeration process ain't the greatest to me. It ain't. But that's okay because they don't believe in food lasting months. It's not meant to be. You're supposed to buy it, eat it. Buy it, eat it.
That makes me think about how, I don't know how many of you all can relate to this, but how we were used to having like freezers full of food, like full of stuff. And that's what we did to make things last, so that we would always have food, saving for the winter type of thing. And in a way, that's kind of a like hoarding, or like feeling like you have to have things in order to be okay. And that's one thing that this move has taught, is that, if you did live like that in any kind of capacity, which most of us do, kind of gathering things to make yourself feel more secure, then you have to let that go.
Right.
Like, because you can't take it all with you. No matter how much you want to, you cannot. And so once you let all that go, it's like, oh, I didn't really need it. I thought I did, but I didn't really. And I was taught that I did, because a lot of us are taught that, because we've seen it for like our grandparents and their parents, and so.
Right. And we're on a minimalist journey, I think. We don't buy a lot.
Oh, right, yeah.
We eat a lot, but we don't buy a lot of other stuff. That's where our money goes. We some rappy ordering people here. And our son is too. He's got bad habits because of us.
Oh, this woman has this boy now thinking he's supposed to have oysters Rockefeller.
Because we eat well. I like
why she did that, I don't know. Now he looking for tomorrow. Can I go get some oysters Rockefeller? No, sir.
He like the nice steak shops, nice steak houses. He thinks, the $50 ribeyes for him, honey. I have to be like telling him, you ain't got a job, son. You look at that hamburger steak. But
it's her fault.
It is my fault. We don't eat bad food. Ain't no reason to do it. Life is too short. But we got a couple questions. AGO said that she's been traveling solo for 40 years. USA, Europe, Mexico, and as you age, your priorities change. What was important yesterday isn't now, and it definitely is not. I mean, it has to change, right? I mean, if it doesn't change, are you really living? Are you evolving, right? Travel will definitely make you evolve if you're open to the experiences of traveling.
Right. And the things that you were holding on to, because people told you this was important and this is what you should value, you realize you go to a different place and you're like, oh. And where the culture is totally different, the values are totally different, you go, oh, well, maybe what I held on to wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Tashia, hey. She has a question. We're very interested in moving to Mexico. Can you speak to issues with the cartel and the recent announcement about random checking of Americans' legal documents? Oh, yeah. So that's an easy one for us. You're in a foreign country. You're on a tourist visa, right? Most of us are. A lot of people are. And you're traveling in that country. You're supposed to have proper paperwork on you. Even if you're here for 6 months and you've settled you have a home, apartment, whatever, however you're living, and you decide, say you live in Merida and you want to go to Cancun and you want to take the bus or your rental car or your car, however you want to get there. If you pulled over, you should have your passport on you. The problem is, back in the day, I would even say so far as say a year or two ago, if you just showed a copy of your passport, then you were good to go. That has changed. Now you need to actually have your passport on you. Also, your tourist card or the FM, what's it called? FM something.
FMM.
Yeah, FMM card.
Yeah.
And that should be that. What they're really looking for is to make sure that you haven't overstayed your visa. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
The same thing they do in America. The same thing they do in any country. When we were in Vietnam, you had to have your passport on you. I carried mine everywhere. When I was in Greece, I had my passport on me and it got stolen. That's okay, because I went and got me another one. Because that's what you do. It is not the worst thing in the world.
And in Vietnam, at any time, someone could knock on your door.
And actually,
Because where we stayed in Da Nang anyway was mostly foreigners in that building that we stayed in. And yeah, I mean they can do random checks like that and say, especially during something like COVID, and see, you know, who's in here and
right.
Are y'all legal, and are you here legally, and all those kinds of things. So yeah.
Merida is one of the second or third safest city in North America, in the Americas. But with that being said, there is crime everywhere. There's no part of the world that doesn't have crime, where there are humans who are doing things, right? The cartel isn't a thing here. I mean, can you find stuff if you're looking for it? Heck yeah. Just like you can find it in America. You can go to the best city in America and you can find a
gangs.
Everything. Yeah. It's going to happen. So that to us is not an issue. We don't do anything that's going to put us in that realm. We live our best lives. We doing our thing. We don't have that problem at all.
Minding our business.
She has also said, how did you get rid of all your stuff? We did offer up. We did a garage sale. Amber was just giving away my stuff at the garage sale.
Here we go. Do what I just speak on about not holding on to stuff, letting stuff go. Didn't I just talk about that? And she bring it up.
This dude got my $100 cord for like $20. Amber didn't even price stuff. She was just like, here you go, have it. And then in the end, we did a whole bunch of sales online, and then we did the garage sale, and then a reseller came by. I said, you pick it up for X number of dollars, take it all, and she took the rest of it.
Yes.
So that's how we cleared it out. We released it.
Yeah.
We have a very small storage unit that we're actually going to close out. And it was basically to house a few things that we just didn't know where we wanted to store them. In her parents' home, my mom was in flux at that time, moving. I think she had just moved into her new apartment. So it was different things, and we decided that would be the best bet for us. That was a $20 an investment per month. So not the most expensive thing in the world, but something that we're going to cancel next year, next time we go back home. We had another question.
She also asked about, what is next for us?
Yeah. Well, somebody said, Gaga Girl said, we're living her dream. Thank you. And he said, what is next for us? We're settling down in Merida. We're going to be here for at least another year or two. We're getting us a home unfurnished and buying furniture. You'll be seeing us buy furniture and furnish that, so you'll see that, and you'll see the journey for that. There's a lot of stores that we haven't talked about. A lot of once you get to Merida, a lot of stuff isn't online. You just be driving by and be like, ooh, let's go in there, let's do that. So
our next trip, though, is our birthday cruise trip.
Well, our next trip is actually going back to the States we're doing our temporary residence. We'll be doing that within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then after that, we're doing the cruise, but that's not until August of next year.
Right.
We're going on a cruise. Tashia's going on a cruise with us.
Yeah.
And you can go on a cruise with us. We're doing a 7-day cruise, but we're going to be doing some trips in between that. That one's the only one that's solidified. Somebody said, how's Merida for short-term renters, 2 to 4 months? Do you have any experience with that? Is Merida jewelry safe around COVID? Yeah, short-term renter, everybody wants to move here for short-term. Unfortunately, to me, the rental market is really not built for short-term renters, unless you're looking at Airbnb, so it's pricey. The homeowners here, the apartment owners, they want long-term renters. They don't want to transition people out every 2 to 3 months. So to do a 3 to 4 month stay here is pricier than doing a 6 months to a year-long lease somewhere. But once you factor that in, you'll be fine.
Yeah. It's not impossible to find, that's for sure. But but the prices is gonna be.
Yeah. And COVID-wise, mask up everywhere. They're starting to relax some things, like they're still doing temperature checks, still doing the hand sanitizer, but the lines aren't as long. In some places, they're not doing the lines; they're just making you come through. They used to do the checks. Now I think they got the machines that are doing the temperature checks, and they're expecting you just to follow the rules for it all.
Right, and at one time in some stores, you couldn't be like more than one person at a time, one person per family.
Right.
They were doing that for a long time, so that's ended now. Mm-hmm. So now we can all go in the store at the same time, but everybody has on masks. So.
And the kids couldn't go to some stores at all.
Right.
Restaurants were limited to like 4 people per table. They've relaxed that. And curfews lifted.
Right.
Used to be, you had to be home by 11, 12 on the weekends or something like that. Now there's no curfew, so it's popping.
Yeah.
The city's back alive a little bit. It's slowly, definitely, you can definitely notice the difference. We're in Centro, and it was quiet.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No.
It's a party.
Yeah, just last night there was a party right across the street from us, and I thought it was coming from like some club, but no, there's a party event thing.
It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's all good. I like noise. Makes me feel like I'm a part of the world, so no, the noise doesn't bother me as much. And AGL is April. Hey, April. And you're good, Tashia.
So get a good RFID wallet or crossbody bag, so no thieves can
Thieves can steal your ID. Yeah, we've had those bags, and I did have a crossbody bag. I just had it wrong when I got my passport lifted. I wasn't carrying it right because I had my hands full of other stuff, and I knew it. But hey, lesson learned, won't happen again.
Yeah, like
even passport the next day.
Speaking of bags, so that's another thing with the keeping your document, your passport and things on you, is having a good bag for that too, because you don't want to. Now that we have to here all the time, is even all 3 of us.
Do you think so? I think it's mainly if you're traveling between the cities and stuff. That's where people were getting stopped. Is if you were doing transportation. I mean, but if you.
No, we carry our passport.
I carry mine. I've always carried mine.
I do now. I carry every time I go out now because I don't know if I could get stopped. You could be stopped.
Most of the stories that we're hearing are from people who've gotten stopped at the bus stations. Because coming in through the airport, you're going to get checked. But at the bus stations, everyone's gotten stopped. There may be some exceptions. Like the one guy got stopped at a rally or something like that, a protest. Of course, that happens. And he didn't have his passport on him, so he ended up being detained. So yeah. Let's see. Thank you, Miss Crystal. We got a good crew. The crew is a meetup opportunity. Yes, where are the details posted? They're on our travel site, wanderingtraveltours.com, and it's a meetup. Are you here?
Come on,
you can meet us up here.
Go in.
We love a good brunch. I mean, if there's a brunch to be had, we will be there.
But the cruise is open to anybody. So come through.
Next August, we're doing 7 days on the Carnival Mardi Gras, the newest ship on the Carnival line. We chose that cruise for a lot of reasons. We felt it was affordable. It's a brand new ship. It's luxury to a certain extent for Carnival. But we're going to have some other trips and things that we're going to be doing. Some groups, some not. But we have yet to really get out and explore Mexico. We're going to be doing that. Maybe we've just been sitting still with COVID or the panorama. Just not want to risk our health too much.
Right, because there were a few people that we know that came down with COVID, and it kind of made us go, well, okay, let's sit down for a second. So everybody kind of sat down for a second, so everybody's good now. Right,
so everybody's been doing what they need to do. The world is moving in the direction it needs to be doing it. We will be vaccinated. All those things. So we want to travel. We want to see the world. And it's some great things to do out there. But Merida will be our home for the next year or two.
Yeah.
And I know my mama like, oh, you ain't tell me that.
What?
She only hear what she want to hear. So, yeah. So that is it, though. It's been a great year.
Did you have another question?
Sure. Throw a question my way.
Okay, my bad. I can't see.
And I don't know how to post anybody's comments or make them show up good because, we tech savvy, but we ain't tech savvy.
Okay, if you had to decide for us today where we're to move outside of Mexico, where would it be?
I'd go back to Vietnam. I love Vietnam. Okay. I'd go back to Vietnam. If not Vietnam, oh, wow. Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the energy for both. So yeah.
That's not the answer I was hoping for. That's okay, y'all. That's
okay.
I thought we were good. I'm ready to get to to Scotland or
Yeah, but I want to live there. You want to visit? Oh, visit, definitely. I want to go to England.
Right.
Or Europe in general.
Right.
Our friend Fiona's in Spain. We've been to Spain, but we haven't been to Fiona's house in Spain. But we are both English murder mystery fans. I mean, huge. Like, that's really what we watch as a couple. We like to see people get killed.
See.
And then somebody tell us why. And in England and Ireland a little bit, right?
Wales, all that.
All that. Our favorite shows are Vera and Midsummer Murder and things like that. Criminal UK was a really good series too. So we just want to, walk and see what we've been watching on TV.
We do.
But it's just a visit. It's too cold and dreary. Amber don't like snow.
No.
I don't want rain every day. Merida's hot, but we stay inside when it's hot. So I'm good with that.
Yeah. I've learned my lesson. I've been outside and about passed out on more than one occasion, so I've learned my lesson. I do better now.
Everybody said we do murder well in the UK. They do. It's the acting too, man. I think the acting in.
I thought she was talking about real life.
I hope that's not what she's talking about. But it's just good acting. I love good acting. When you lose yourself in it. We were watching one episode, and I said to one of the characters, I've seen that dude before. Oh. And it was after the fact. I was looking at something else, and I was like, oh, that's the dude from this show where he was like a comedic.
Big Bang Theory.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different realm. I'm like, oh my God, people can act.
Yeah,
y'all.
It's true.
When you forget who they are, and you've been watching the other series that they were in for years, and I still didn't recognize him almost. He looked familiar though. Mm-hmm. He had a beard. But yeah, just good acting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No snow, bugs, humidity in Scotland, but overcast days. Oh, okay.
Oh, yay. I'm ready.
Is it expensive though? I don't want to go if it's expensive.
Let's go.
No, I'm good. We're going to visit though. So, did we answer any other questions that anybody had about moving here or anything that we didn't touch on? If you can type it in the chat room, we definitely will answer them. But it's been a great experience so far. We've had a learning curve. It was much easier, I will say that, living in Asia than here, I think.
Yeah, you said easier?
I thought it was easier in Asia.
Oh. When it comes to some... Oh, yikes.
Oh, no.
It's the battery.
Did it die?
That's the battery.
It did.
Yikes. Why doesn't it give a warning?
It did, but I wasn't
I
paying
didn't see it.
attention.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see a warning.
All right, Chip. I don't know if it's died or not.
Can't switch to the other.
I don't know. All right, we're going to end this stream. Unless they can see us on here. Looks like it froze up a little bit. You can hear us, but you can't see us? Yeah, the camera just started tripping out. I don't know what happened. All right, so we're going to end it. We'll do another live, y'all. We're sorry about this. The camera decided it didn't like us anymore, even though it's connected. But we'll do another live. We'll come back another time. Thank you so much for coming out today. Love you all for supporting us on this journey. And we'll see you on the next video.
Yes, we'll see y'all. Thank you for coming.
Peace and love, y'all.